London! Thank you for coming to Steve Bugeja's show, Shiny. Please welcome to the stage my grandson, Steve Bugeja.
Good evening, London. Thank you so much for coming out to my show. I'm Steve. I'm going to do a show called Shiny tonight. I'm going to tell you a story. It's a story about success. And to give you some spoilers, like before we get into the actual show, I mean, I'll tell you what to look forward to. Decide whether you want to stay. The show is going to involve, the story is going to involve a ball pit. It's going to involve a celebrity penis. And it's going to involve me ending up in the hotel room of a pussycat doll. Yeah. Should emphasise they are separate evenings. But before we get into any of that, I need to tell you about my Nana, who just introduced me on stage. That's my real life Nana. Very sweet, isn't it? Very cynical of me to use my Nana like that. Just to make you like me, innit? Basically, you can't dislike someone who's just been introduced on stage by their Nana, can you? It's like the opposite of me wearing a gilet. Very so cynical. And I went over to my Nana's like the other week and she just thought I was visiting. Bless her. I just put a microphone in front of her. I was like, do some work, Nana. Nana is crucial to the story because Nana is the reason I do comedy, right? Now, Nana, you may detect an accent. She's foreign. Sorry. That's where I get Bugeja from. Nana came over from Malta to Manchester when she was 12 years old. Her parents brought her over for a better life. And she immigrated from Valletta to inner city Manchester in what has got to be the worst episode of A Place in the Sun ever. And she didn't really fit in, right? She didn't really fit into Manchester. She kind of got teased, she got bullied. She got called a Malteser. Yeah, all right, some of you siding with the bullies, okay. That is a good one. It really hurt her. It really annoyed her getting called a Malteser. It hurt her to her crunchy core. And actually, genuinely, she hated that word so much. She brought me up thinking the word Malteser was like a bad word, offensive to our people. I avoided the snack. I thought a box of Celebrations was like a racist Lucky Dip. But then I grew up and realised that's crazy. Obviously, they would not name a chocolate after something racist, would they? But then I discovered minstrels, so confusing. But she, as a result, she didn't have a huge amount of friends in her teenage years, so her sanctuary was comedy, right? She loved listening to it on the radio and watching it on TV, and that's how I got into it. I'd go over to her house and she would show me all the old sitcoms, and we'd sit and watch them, like Steptoe and Son and Dad's Army, on the buses, and that's how I fell in love with comedy. And to be honest, I was the same in my teenage years. I also didn't have a huge amount of friends, and I didn't even have the excuse of being an immigrant. It was just my personality. They understood what I was saying, but they didn't like it. So I loved comedy, right? So I would watch loads of comedy, all of them, like Absolutely Fabulous, Dinner Ladies, Friends. I'd get into school on a Monday morning and my friends were like, did you see the football? I'd be like, no, but did you see Vicar of Dibley? I fucking loved it. She fell in the puddle, lads. I watched all of them. I watched everything that wasn't even appropriate for me. I watched Sex and the City, age 10. I was too young to watch Sex and the City. My friends were watching Hey Arnold and Saved by the Bell, and I was watching 4 women hunting cock around Manhattan. And they did hunt. And no one on the playground cares about Mr. Big. They don't care. Even me as an 11-year-old could see the red flags. Why does she keep coming back? But I loved comedy, but I didn't think I would get into comedy. I didn't think it would be my career. When you're younger, when you're a kid and adults ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we all had an answer. When we were 6 or 7, we all had a sort of dreamy kid answer. I'll ask you, sir, did you have a dream? What did you say when you were 6 or 7? What do you want to be when you grew up?
Bin man.
Bin man! Fucking so aspirational. Bin, that's lovely, that's cute, because you saw the bin man outside and you thought, that's what I want to do. That's very lovely. And what do you do now?
Market research.
Market research. Fucked it. Absolutely fucked it. Bin man, that's a nice one. That's a typical kid answer. I'll ask you, madam, what did you want to be when you grew up? Ballerina. Yes, that's another, classic. What do you do now? Accountant. The opposite, the actual opposite. But far more sensible. Ballerina, bin man. Yeah, they're the correct answers. They're the kiddie answers. We all remember the other type of kid in class. You know, the one who gives a sort of slightly serious adult job answer. The slightly sinister kid. You know, the kid who's there like, when I'm older, I'm going to be a corporate lawyer. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? You're 6 years old. You shouldn't know what the law is, you know? And he's like, objection. You're like, fair enough. You're a natural. There was a kid in my class who said he wanted to be a child psychologist. What the fuck is going on there? A child psychologist. I didn't know if he meant he wanted to grow up and become a child psychologist or just be a psychologist immediately, but I was in that group though. I was in the slightly, well, wasn't like you, the correct answers. I was the weird kid because when I was younger, I said I wanted to become Chancellor of the Exchequer. That was my dream, Charles. Imagine meeting that 7-year-old. What an absolute weirdo. Like all my friends were like you, not you, but they were like you, you know, like, I want to be a ballerina, and I was there like, I want to hold a big red box and follow strict fiscal guidelines, you know. And that's what I was like at school. I was quite a nerdy student. I was good at school. I was quite focused on doing well, you know, exams and stuff. I loved it. I went to the Bishop Stortford High School, the best state school in Bishop Stortford. I was deputy head boy. Yeah, thank you. Should I have been head boy? Did you ask? Valid question. Yeah, I think I should have been head boy on balance. Joe Horgan was head boy. Now works for Save the Children. What an absolute fucking arsehole. I was good at school. I enjoyed it. You know, my grades were above average. My attendance was above average. The age I lost my virginity was above average. I excelled. I was obsessed with being good at school and getting exam results. I was one of those kids. Like, if I got a B, I fucking kicked off. You know what I mean? I demanded a recount. You know, I went full Trump on it. Started blaming Puerto Ricans. You know exactly where I was at school. You know the kid who, when the school had like a visitor, I was the one who was chosen to show the visitor around. And I in no way was insulted by that. I really thrived under the responsibility, you know? I loved it. I showed them around the school. I had different jokes prepared for different parts of the school, you know? I'd be like, this is the history department. Ironically, the most modern part of the school. That's good stuff, isn't it? Like, you're chuckling now. But when you're a 14-year-old with braces, that smashes, okay? I felt shiny at school. I call it shiny. You know, that kind of inner self-worth that we all carry around with us, that kind of inner self-esteem, our shininess. I felt great at school because I used to be good at it. And I'm sure you all have times in your lives where you feel more shiny than other times. You know, sometimes shininess comes in like short bursts. You know, like you get temporary shininess. You know, like when you've got a fresh haircut, or you're wearing your best outfit, or you've just discovered that your ex's new boyfriend's a flat earther. These little moments. Too specific not to be true, isn't it? Looking forward to seeing their photos from their trip across the world. Now, I got into economics at school because I was deadly serious about becoming Chancellor of the Exchequer, so I had to get good at economics. So I loved economics. I was the first person in my school to set up a Bank of England club. I wish this wasn't true. I set up a Bank of England club. What we would do in the Bank of England club, there was 3 of us on the Monetary Policy Committee, and we would meet up once a month on a Thursday lunchtime, and we would just study the economic data, and we would decide whether to put interest rates up, down, or keep them the same. And then we would announce the decision to complete apathy in assembly. Warhammer Club looked down on us, you know? And also, I grew up during the New Labour years. Quite a boring economic period, to be honest. Most of the time, we just kept interest rates the same. It was very dull. What I would have given for some sweet Liz Truss action, you know? Every year at the school, they would have a bigger, like, awards evening, right? And they would, like, celebrate the success of the students and hand out awards. And I was winning an award, obviously. I was winning the economics prize. And for awards evening, they would kind of transform the sports hall, right? It was a big deal. Everyone came in, sat on seats in the sports hall. They'd sort of move the basketball hoop back. That was basically it. And every year, the school for awards evening would invite back a former pupil who had like gone on to success, you know, someone who had achieved something to come inspire the students. And that year, I was handed my economics prize by Radio 1 DJ Greg James. Yeah. He's now the host of The Breakfast Show, but he's just got a job on Radio 1. He was 5 years above me at school, and we all love Greg, right? We all obsessed with Greg. We all looked up to Greg, you know? And I'm sure you had people from your school who went on to success. It's like inspiring, isn't it? Like it makes you think you could do it as well, you know? Because how else was I supposed to know that a white middle-class man could excel at the BBC? Well done, Greg, against all the odds. He came to the big speech. He told us if we work hard, we can achieve our dreams. And he handed me my economics prize, and I touched him like he was Jesus. And now I was destined to like get a proper job. You know what I mean? I could have had a good life. I would have had become an economist. I might have been chancellor by now. I could have had a good life. I could have had a wage, you know, a pension. I could have taken part in a cycle to work scheme. I could have had one of the naked wine subscriptions. You know, I could have like one of those boiling water taps in my kitchen. You know, the dream. And that was ruined. That destiny was ruined because one day when that awards evening, I made a joke. I had to do a speech for as deputy head boy. I had to like thank everyone for coming and wish them well. And I made a little joke. I held up my economics prize and just said, "Oh, it's the first time I've been victorious in the sports hall." Yeah, that's absolutely tanked here. But let me tell you, an awards evening with 600 people who have not heard anything remotely funny for 3 hours, it absolutely smashed. It was like I was Michael McIntyre. It was incredible. And I remember now still how intoxicating that laugh was, like how incredible it made me feel. It was like a new level of shiny. And the next day I was at my nana's. We were watching sitcoms in our lounge, and I was telling her about the jokes. I made all these people laugh, and I said, what an amazing thing to do. Maybe I should do that with my life. You know, maybe I should get into comedy. Like maybe I could make a sitcom, you know, like the ones we watch on TV. And Nana said the worst thing that you can say to a little aspiring grandchild. She looked at me and said, "I believe in you." Sick bitch, right? Coming over here to our country, encouraging us, right? I believe in you. Instead of saying what she should have said, which is, okay, Steve, that's cute, but comedy is quite hard, okay? And you will have to do lots of rubbish gigs in the back rooms of pubs in Stoke, and there'll be someone on the front row who'll get a round of applause for saying you look like Neville Longbottom, right? Should have said that. She should have said that. Okay, that's enough laughter on that. She should have said that, shouldn't she? But instead she said, "I believe in you." The four most toxic words a grandparent can say, other than your parents are divorcing, and kiss me with tongues. Now, she didn't say it. I just thought of it, which is weirder, isn't it? And now say it every night on stage. I can't help but picturing it every time. But she encouraged me. She encouraged me to get in comedy. So the idea was planted. The seed was there, and I went off to university in Manchester, and I started doing gigs, because to make a sitcom, you have to kind of do comedy, you have to be a comedian. So I started doing gigs around the Northwest. So while my friends at uni went to phone parties, I went to working men's clubs in Burnley and tried to make them laugh. And let me tell you, there's not much working men in Burnley like less than a southern unemployed student in skinny jeans trying to make them laugh by pointing out the irony that their history block was the most modern part of their school. They did not like me. They were just trying to get to their meat raffle, you know. I was in the way. But I was hooked, you know. I'd drive back sort of excited and humbled and reeking of back bacon, and I was hooked, right? Because every gig I did, it was like a puzzle, right? Every gig I would get a little bit better, like I'd solving the puzzle at working how to do it. And when I left university, I thought I'd just give comedy a go and see how it worked out. And when I started doing comedy properly, Nana started keeping a scrapbook to like document my career. So whatever I did, she put it into the scrapbook. Very sweet of her, isn't it? She didn't do this for any of the other grandchildren. My brother's like an accountant. He's got a proper job. She doesn't keep his fucking spreadsheets. But she kept the scrapbook, and off I'd go, and I'd gig all over the country. And I'd go to golf clubs in Amersham and host burlesque nights in Grimsby. I'm just driving all over the country for very little money. I remember doing a gig in Leeds at a place called Mr. Ben's. and there was a bunch of us new acts on, all trying to make it in comedy, and there was another act on who was doing like a character. He was called Henry Chuckle. He was the third lesser-known Chuckle brother. And he ended his set by humping a chair leg while screaming "to me, to you." Now, yeah, no, it's good stuff. And to be honest, tough to follow, let me tell you. He did a lot better than me that night. But I loved it. I would go all over the country, and I'd drive my little Peugeot 206 to different parts and doing gigs. And while I was driving, I would listen to those audiobooks that are all about success. You know, those kind of self-help books that are like how to live your best life and like how to maximize your potential. I was like obsessed with those books, and I would listen to all of them. Like a rich, successful person talking about themselves, basically. And I'd consume them, and they all have like mantras, and I'd be there in my Peugeot 206, like repeating the mantras. You know, like progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. You know? Just there in my Peugeot 206, like progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection. Then I'd walk into a pub in Doncaster and do a 7-minute routine about how I lost my virginity age 22. You know. So much progress. And I went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival year after year doing comedy because that's where comedians go to get spotted. The Edinburgh Fringe Festival, a huge arts festival / mental health convention. And it's an amazing place because it's full of audiences there who are supporting the next generation of comedians, and they're so supportive, you know, they basically enable us. They're so lovely. It's like visiting my nana, you know, they just encourage us, you know. Going to the Fringe is just like visiting my nana, except when I visit my nana, I leave with more money. But everyone there at the Fringe Festival was chasing their dreams. You know, everyone wants to be successful. You know, all the comedians want to go on TV, and all the actors want to get to the West End, and all the street performers want to get to dual carriageways. I don't know what those guys want. I'm not sure what their end game is. But we all want to be the next baby reindeer. You know, we all want to, not the bad stuff, just the success. We all want to write Fleabag, you know, like we all fly out in the Scottish rain for a month just hoping that we'll get the chance to sit on a podcast with Ed Gamble and James Acaster and say, "Poppadoms, please," you know. We all go up there hoping to make our own sitcom. My friends from the Bank of England club, the Bank of England boys, that's what the WhatsApp group was called. They got real jobs, you know, they're like grad schemes and stuff. You know, I was living in a shitty house share with lots of people in their mid-20s, and you could tell the difference between mine and my friends' lives at this point from the way we use the phrase, "wait till you see the bathroom." You know what I mean? When they used it, it was a good thing. When I used it, it meant you need a tetanus jab to go in there. But it didn't matter, because I was hooked. I would go off and do a gig and win the Chuckling Penguins New Act of the Year in Carlisle competition, and I'd feel shiny, you know, I'd feel amazing. But then, the worst thing possible happened. My best friend in comedy became more successful than me. Absolute disaster. My best friend in comedy, a man called Iain Stirling, became famous. Now, me and Iain Stirling had been friends right from the beginning. We used to do all those gigs together, driving around the country, writing together, doing ideas and giving notes to each other, doing all those rubbish gigs in the back rooms of pubs in Stoke, and then he stopped doing them. He landed the job as the voiceover of a show called Love Island, which was huge, it just exploded. It like changed his life. And I remember him ringing me up to be like, "Oh, I've been offered the job as the voice of Love Island." And I said, genuinely, "That sounds naff, don't take it, mate. We're artists." Some of the worst career advice I have ever given. Thank God he did not listen to me. And he took that job, and that job like changed his life. He became a household name, and I remember it happening in the summer of 2017. We were just like, I'd be in like cafes, and I'd hear people like talking about his show from the night before, you know. And I felt so proud, you know. And I knew he was getting famous because people would be like weirdly impressed I knew him. Like it was a weird, like people would be like, "Oh, you know the Love Island guy? Oh," and they'd always be like, "What's he like? what's he really like? What's he like in real life? I don't know what revelation I'm supposed to deliver at that moment. Oh, what's he really like? Oh, really? He actually strokes cats backwards. Bad guy. No, he sounds good, but real backstroker. And I'll be honest, I got like a weird reflective glory off knowing him. That was true. It made me feel good about it. So I'll be there on Hinge dates playing voice notes from him, you know. That is the most honest thing I've ever said on stage. And yes, it was dates plural. Imagine being on a date with someone and they play the voice of Love Island and say your name and his. It was cynical, but it was potent. But the truth is, I also felt intense jealousy, you know, because obviously we all want to be happy for our friends' success, but sometimes you just like can't. Can do it. Like he'd ring me up and be like, "Oh, I'm going to be on Saturday Kitchen," and I'd be like, "Oh, it's ruined my day," you know. It's only 9 a.m. You know, I want to go on Saturday Kitchen. You know what I mean? Like I want to ruin James Martin's menu because I'm lactose intolerant. You know. Add some real jeopardy to the food heaven and food hell, you know. It's like, I might die, vote now. Because that's the thing about success. Sometimes other people's success can make your success feel like a failure, you know. And his life went off in a different direction. You know? He went to a new world of fame. You know, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to Holly Willoughby's birthday party," and I'd be like, "Oh, cool, man. I've still got no windows in my bedroom, you know." Tell Holly, you know. It felt like he'd won the lottery, but we'd both played the same numbers, you know. It wasn't all bad. Like sometimes he'd help me out, like he'd sort of give me some of the chances that he was now getting. I remember we would start like pitching shows together for him to be in, you know, because he was getting meetings that we would never have got previously. We like pitched a game show for him to host. We pitched like a travelogue show for him to like travel. You know those ones where the comedian travels around Europe and stuff. We did it for him and his cousin because I think Romesh and Jack Whitehall had taken all the other family members. And we pitched a sitcom. We did pitch a sitcom. We sort of developed a sitcom. It was sort of set in a house share with people in their mid to late 20s with no windows, and they were jealous of their more successful friends. Difficult to know where you get your ideas from, isn't it? None of them came with anything, but it was amazing to get access to some of that world. You know, I remember some of the fame was kind of very immediate, you know. I remember he took me to a party once, a big showbiz party. He let me be his +1 to a big ITV party. I begged to be his +1. And I'd never been to a showbiz party before. I was so excited, you know. I went to this big party, bought a new suit that didn't fit me. And I walked down the red carpet. I saw the people I'd seen on TV, you know. It was like Madame Tussauds live. I met one of the Chuckle Brothers, and I was like, "Oh, I've met your weird brother." And I saw them up close, you know, the people I'd looked up to, and it actually humanised them, because you realise they're just real people. Right? That's kind of healthy, you know, you see their frailties. Like, I saw Idris Elba get something in his eye. Just picture that for a second. Idris Elba, right in front of me, and he was there like fucking, and I had nothing in my eye, so I felt way better than him. And Arlen Luther's been taken down by dust, you know, fucking... You can't be James Bond, mate. You need eye drops first. You're pathetic. I actually think it'd be healthy for society if we saw our celebs do more human things, less of the Photoshop stuff. I want to see Taylor Swift push on a pull door, you know, just something fucking real, you know. I want to see Harry Styles crouched over a Wi-Fi router trying to work out which one's the fucking password. You know what I mean? What is a WAP code? I don't know, Harry. But the truth is, I didn't fit in at that party at all. They were all so successful and I wasn't. I'd spent most of that party sat on the table belonging to the Chasers from the TV show The Chase. Generally, that's who I connected with most. Just trying to impress the vixen with how I'd kept inflation at 2% in the Bank of England club. All I did, this is the big moment where I saw a celebrity penis. I did piss next to Bradley Walsh. And yes, I looked. Of course, you look, don't you? If you piss next to Bradley Walsh, you look. And yes, it was. I should call him the beast, really. The truth is, I never felt less shiny in my life amongst all these successful people. I was a tiny fish in a giant pond, you know. Well, I wasn't even a fish, really. I was a fish's +1. I was a lemon wedge. I was brought even more down to earth. The next day, I was doing a gig for my nana. My nana's coffee morning group had organised like a charity variety show. I'd booked her little grandson to be the host, and it was awful. It was so bad. It was the oldest audience I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, my nana was like the youthful one of the group. They were so old. Like, when I came on and the lights went down, I swear I heard someone yelp because they thought their time was up. You know? And I tried to do like relatable material for the old people. You know, I was like, what's the deal with net curtains and the Gestapo? You know, don't you hate it when your grandchildren mumble? Like, it was so bad. It went so badly. Even the chair humping bit didn't do well. I died on my ass in front of Nana. You know, the woman who had believed in me. It was a real rock bottom. You know, like I felt so far away from where I'd been the night before. I want to be successful so much, as I'm sure all of you, in any career that you have, you want to like reach the top, don't you? And I would still like be listening and consuming all that culture around success, the books, and they kind of migrated onto the podcasts now, you know, those kind of success porn podcasts. I became an avid listener to Diary of a CEO, which is the most popular podcast in the world. If you're not familiar with Diary of a CEO, the format is a rich, successful person interviews another rich, successful person, and they talk about why they're so goddamn rich and successful. As it goes on. It goes on for about an hour, because one of their successes is not brevity. And it's hosted by a guy called Stephen Bartlett, who I think, if you're not familiar with Stephen Bartlett, I think when he was younger and he was asked what he wanted to be when he grew up, he said, a smug prick. And he has done it, to be fair. He has done it. Stephen Bartlett has a book out at the moment. This is genuinely true. He has a book out at the moment. He's called his own book, Happy, Sexy, Millionaire. That's what he's called his... Happy, Sexy, Millionaire. I would take one of those. Happy. Also, if I was a happy, sexy millionaire, the last thing I'd be doing is writing a book about it, you know? I'd fucking be too busy merrily jizzing into my pile of cash. No act out needed. No act out needed. But I would listen, just hoping to get a bit of advice, you know, to be more successful. If you don't want to bother listening, I'll just tell you what the advice is that comes up over and over again on those podcasts. If you want to be more successful, what you need to do, apparently, is have a cold shower. That is the key. That is the key to success. That's what they're doing, guys. If you're not as successful as you want to be, you are showering too hot, London. Okay? To lower the temperature. Also, they get up early. They fucking love getting up early. They're always up at 5 a.m. They're always like, when you're dreaming, I'm scheming. They fucking love it. They are tired and they're cold. That is the key to success. And I'm there, you know, trying to follow the advice. Like, I'm going to be just like them while I shower boiling hot at midday, you know. And they go on there and they talk about their story, their journey. And often they'll have a very sincere message that they deliver you at the end of the podcast to inspire us. And they'll package the message up in like an acronym to make it simple for us plebs. You know, there'll be a guy on there and he'll be like very serious, like, yeah, what I'm trying to say is if you want to be like me, you need to always seek knowledge. Ask. And we're supposed to be like, oh my God, ask, that's a word I know, but the letters mean something else. No, but if you want to live your dreams, you need to focus and follow through. Faff. I'm like, I'm going to faff, you know. If you want to reach the top, you need to continuously uncover new techniques, you know. Good spellers in London, fair enough. I'm not gonna lie, when I did that in Corby, did have to say it. And often on those podcasts, they're actually just trying to sell us something. You know, they are often trying to sell us a product that they own that's supposed to help us with the success. It's incredible how many of our failures that can be cured by Huel, you know. Powdered Huel, really, for depression, great. But they kind of espouse the idea of a meritocracy, and it's inspiring. The meritocracy is seductive, isn't it? Because it tells people at the top that they deserve to be there, that they've earned it, and it's inspiring for the people in the middle because it means if you work harder, you'll also get there. And that's how I felt. I was like, I just need to work harder. You know, I'll get to the top. I'll get to the same level as my friends. And I just started gigging more and writing the truth is I wasn't sure it was going to work out. You know, they weren't even making much TV anymore. It was now 2019, and comedy on TV had really declined because none of us watch it, do they? We all watch our phones. Like, we're constantly on social media, and I'm the same. Like, I spend my life watching rug cleaning videos on TikTok, you know. And they are so good, aren't they? Oh my God. Have you watched a rug cleaning video? They are so compelling, aren't they? The narrative, if you're not familiar, it's quite complex. The narrative of a rug cleaning video, it starts out, the rug is filthy, okay? It is disgusting. I don't know how it got like that. And every time at the beginning of the video, I look at that rug and go, no, there's no way. Not this time. No, it's not going to work this time. You can't do it. It's just not going to do it. And every time I'm proven wrong. Every single time, a few minutes of sped up scrubbing, it comes out beautiful and I'm there crying like, oh my God, it's beautiful. You know, so I can't compete with that. Right, in a sitcom, no sitcom can compete with a rug cleaning video. You know, for sure, Frasier's got razor sharp jokes and complex characters, but what it's not got is a Persian rug having tomato soup sucked off it by an industrial vacuum cleaner. And it's worse for it. I felt really far away from the success, and I felt a bit lost, to be honest. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep trying. I thought that maybe I'd do something else with my life, you know, maybe get back into the econ game. That's what we call it in the WhatsApp group. But then I got a phone call from my manager. Now, comedy managers, if they've got good news, they'll ring you. If they've got bad news, they will email you. And if they've got really bad news, they will not speak to you for a decade. And she rang me, and she said that the sitcom that we had pitched nearly 2 years previously, that the house show on with the characters, was now gaining some interest because Love Island, by this point, had got so big, and Iain's profile had risen to such a point that channels wanted to have him in a show. And so we started like developing the scripts and the characters and the series outlines, and I couldn't believe it. Like, suddenly my North Star was within reach, and it happened so quickly. Like, I went from feeling completely down and out to like feeling on top of the world. I felt like one of those rugs, you know. And I remember when I got told we'd had a series commissioned, my manager rang me again, and she said, "You've had a whole series commissioned by ITV2." And I felt so many emotions, a wave of emotions that I'd achieved my dream. You know, relief, to be honest, was the main emotion I felt. I just felt a huge wave of relief because I just thought, thank God, you know, I'm never going to have to do gigs in sweaty basements in London ever again. Because we're in one. Yeah. I rang my nana. She was the first person I rang to tell. I'm like, Nana, I'm going to have a sitcom on ITV. Didn't mention the two. And she was so proud, you know, like she added it all to the scrapbook. And the show was called Buffering. We called it Buffering because the adults and the characters, they weren't fully loaded adults. And when we started developing all the characters, obviously I wrote a part for myself. I'm not stupid. If you get a sitcom, you give yourself a part, don't you? So I wrote a part for me. I made sure it was just like me. You know what I mean? Like, so I could get the part. So I wrote this kind of alpha male guy. This kind of happy, sexy millionaire kind of guy. No, I write an absolute dweeb. Dweeb with no windows in his bedroom. I did audition for the part though. I don't want to be unprofessional. I insisted on auditioning. So it was fair. So I did the audition in front of Iain, and the director was a bit embarrassing. I said my own lines to them. Anyway, long story short, did not get the part. True story, that did not get the part. Another actor came in and was more of a dweeb than me. That's true. Came in, and even I watched him, and I was like, you are an absolute loser. That's nice. Damn it. So then what I did, because I was the writer, I found a loophole, just gave myself another part. And did not audition for that one. Not falling for that trick again. And it was a smaller part, but weirdly that character got bigger as the series went on. Very weird how that happens, but within weeks we were filming it. We were in Pinewood Studios, this like iconic film studio where they'd like made James Bond and Disney things, and those sitcoms that I used to watch with my nana in the lounge. You know, suddenly we were there, like me and Iain, making our show for ITV too, and we had all these characters, and it was amazing. Like, it was the happiest I've ever been. It felt like my keyboard was magic. Like, whatever I wrote just like came to life. You know, like hundreds of people would help create it. Like, the director would storyboard every single shot for every single scene, and casting team would scour the country to find the best performers to bring the characters to life, and the art department would like build the whole world from ground up, and they would come to me and be like, oh, what colour do you want the curtains in the bedroom? I'm like, I don't know, I haven't got any fucking windows, mate. Like, it was amazing. Like, all these people cared so much, you know. I remember being sat in a garden in Hampton. We were filming a scene. I sat behind these monitors with the director, where I sat like most of the time, and we had a big ball pit for a scene. It was a very highbrow show. And these art department people, like two grown adults, like moving the ball pit balls around for ages, just trying to work out what the funniest combination of colours was, which is insane if you think how they spent ages doing that, like so long. It cost like £350,000 to make an episode of a sitcom. It takes 5 days to film an episode, so that's like 70 grand a day. That's £7,000 an hour. That means that ITV spent £3,500 to decide that green was slightly funnier than red. And the scene got cut, didn't make the edit. Location teams would like close down bits of London. Like we closed down streets in Peckham. Members of the public would come up to us and be like, what are you filming? And I'd be like, oh, it's Top Boy. And they'd be like, that's not true. We shut down an airfield in Farnham. We closed down a gym in Ealing. And I remember like gym bros turning up for their weight session. I'd be like, oh, why can't we use our dumbbells? You know, and I'd be like, because 15 years ago, my nana believed in me, you know? I'm aware, by the way, I'm very conscious that I don't want to sound braggy, like because I'm not. I like, it was just my dream, and I know most people, like, your dream isn't to make a sitcom, but you've all got dreams, right? Like, you've all got something that was your North Star. Like, this was mine, and like every day I just got to get up and go and do the thing I loved. It came out on TV in August 2021, and it was like trailered all over ITV, and Greg James, my hero, mentioned it on his Radio 1 breakfast show. I'm still not allowed near him, but Iain went on the One show to promote it. I went on 5 Live to talk about it, and I remember I was on the same show as Brian McFadden from Westlife. Yeah, I know, and I love Westlife. They're my favourite band. And I told him, I was like, oh, I used to watch you. I came and saw you at Wembley Arena when I was 9, and he told me that made him feel old, and he called me Stuart for the rest of the interview. Do not meet your heroes. But it was amazing. Like, the girl from uni who I'd had a massive crush on, who would never noticed me, she like messaged me out of the blue on Instagram. I was like, oh, I've just seen Buffering. And I was like, ah! You know, she was like, what's Iain Stirling really like? And I was like, fuck. My old school, the Bishop Stortford High School, now the second best state school in Bishop Stortford, messaged me to invite me back to be the host of the awards evening. I was now Greg James. It felt like the whole world was giving me a pat on the back. It was amazing. And my nana, bless her, every Monday night she'd stay up till 10 p.m. and watch Buffering, and she'd try and find the channel. And I was like, it's a bit lower. No. And she got all her friends to watch it as well. And they were like, oh, that's that guy who ruined our charity show. Nice to see him not crying. And she was so proud. Like, she was so proud to see her grandson on TV. But also she was proud because her name came up in the credits. Well, my name, Bugeja, but the name that she'd brought over from Malta, the name that she got teased for, you know, the name that she thought about changing to make life easier for her kids, that was now on British television. And it was amazing because people like actually watched it and like wrote about it online. I could read everything, like good and bad, and I read the bad. People love telling you the bad. A man tweeted me saying this was snowflake nonsense, burn it with fire. I know. I clicked on his profile. All he had written was hashtag be kind. But it didn't matter, right? Because I was now the shiniest I'd ever been. And when you're shiny, the criticism like bounces off you, doesn't it? It's like a force field. I wasn't going to get brought down by a man holding a fish in his profile picture. And my career, changed. I went to a new level. I would get auditions for things that I would never get auditions for. I auditioned for the Barbie movie. Yeah, I mean, I was never going to get the part. You know what I mean? Like, Margot Robbie was far more suited. Nice to wear the dress, though. Very nice. But we got nominated for an award after the second series, and we went to this big award ceremony. And this time I was like invited myself. I wasn't a plus one, and I remember I'd been buzzing. I walked down the red carpet, just so excited, like thinking about them cleaning it the next day. And I walked past the chasers, didn't talk to those fucking losers. Saw Brian McFadden, called him Shane, you know. I pissed next to Bradley Walsh, and I swear he looked. And that is where I met a pussycat doll. An actual real-life pussycat doll, an American pop star. And she sort of half recognised. She was like, I've seen your show on ITV3, is it 2? It's 2. And she's like, yeah, you're the character with it gets a bit bigger as the series goes on. And I was just like, oh my God, you're a pussycat doll. And I'm like, I would love to tell you I played it cool. I didn't. I kind of regressed and mumbled something about keeping inflation at 2% in the bank. But I was there chatting to an actual pussycat doll. It was incredible to think between us we had sold over 55 million records, you know. And Iain came over, joined us. He stroked her backwards, left, you know. And that is how I ended up in the hotel room of a pussycat doll. Now, I do have to be honest at this point. I've kind of implied there was a romantic element to this story. I've done that deliberately. You know, it's sex sells, doesn't it? Keeps you interested. But no, obviously there was no romantic chemistry between me and a pussycat doll from her side. I'm not allowed to say which one it is, by the way, but it's not that one. I went. It wasn't just me and her in the hotel room. There was loads of people. There was like an after party. Half of Jedward were there. Couldn't tell which half. I think it was Wood. And it was amazing. I was with all these people. I did a shot with Dermot O'Leary. I chatted politics with Gok Wan. And I cried my eyes out for 15 minutes in the hotel corridor. Because the truth is, a week before that award ceremony, I got an email from my manager, and she told me that buffering had been axed. The show was over. We weren't going to get a third series. My dream was done. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, to be honest. It felt like my world just collapsed. Like the thing that had made me feel shiny and great, it just evaporated. Like I still went to that awards party. I just pretended like I never told anyone. I wanted just to be Steve with a sitcom for one more night, because I guess the truth is I didn't really like Steve without the sitcom. You know, you hear those stories of people who get fired and then they still the next morning put their suit on and just go and sit in a cafe near it. That's what I was doing in a hotel room with half of Jedward. I felt like a loser, and the cruelest thing you can do to a loser is let him win just briefly. You know, a lot of the other projects Iain had done had sort of gone on to more success, and the thing he did with me didn't work out, you know, and I sort of felt like it was my fault. And I lost like all my confidence, and the thing that had given me my identity had gone. And telling my nana was the hardest bit. She was so proud. And I had to like tell her that it was over, you know. Grandson wasn't going to be on TV anymore. Her name wasn't going to come up in the credits. And she smiled. She didn't react at all how I expected. And she went over to the shelf and grabbed a book. She gave it to me, and it was a scrapbook that she'd been keeping for like 12 years. And I'd never looked at the scrapbook. I knew she'd been keeping it, but I didn't actually know what she was putting in this thing. I started flicking through it for the first time. And there was all the stuff in there I expected, like the achievements, the high points. But it also had loads of bad stuff. Like, she had a whole page on that charity gig that I did for her. Like, so many bad... She had found bad reviews that I hadn't even found myself. Like, that person's #BeKind tweet was in there. She'd basically just, like, printed off the internet with my name and just put it into a fucking scrapbook. Like, there was half a page when we went in the BBC New Comedy Award, and another half had a review which said my fingers were distractingly long. I said, Nana, this is not a very good scrapbook. Like, a scrapbook's supposed to be the good things, you know, the high points, the success. You've put loads of failures in here, you stupid Malteser, you know. And she smiled, and she said, Steve, I wasn't proud of you because you were successful. I was proud of you because you tried. To Nana, I was shiny the whole time. Now, I'm aware at this point a lot of you are just looking at my fingers. They're not that long, it's just I do that a lot. In a perfect story, you know, if I was writing it, I was plotting out, that would be like where I feel better. You know, Nana would like to save the day, and I'd, you know, skip off and tell James Acaster about how I love tiramisu. But the truth is, it does not happen. I felt like crap for ages. I thought I'd messed up my chance. You know, I stopped trying. You know, I stopped trying in comedy because if you're scared of failure, the best thing to do is not try. After a while, I sort of realised what had happened, like why it hit me so much, disproportionately. I sort of realised I had a very unhealthy relationship with success and my self-worth. Right from when I was quite young, you know, I really pinned all my self-worth to success, you know, like grades or prizes or achievements. When I was doing well, I felt great about myself. I felt shiny. And when I wasn't doing so well, I felt really unshiny, like crap. And that was a personal thing, but I also think it's because of society as well. Like, society kind of bombards us with messages of success all the time. We hold up successful people and we treat them like gods, and it makes us think that's what we should all aspire to be. It makes us think that's what's important. And the truth is, success is a lot more up and down. It's a complex story, and sometimes the stories they tell us about success aren't even accurate. You know, they're not even true because they're told by the successful people, aren't they? So they glamorize the journey up to make it seem more suited to them. You know, I mean, for example, on those podcasts, you know, those Diary of a CEO, the people go on there and they'll often skip over the key ingredients of their success. You know, they'll often skip over the little bit of luck they got along the way. You know, because there's 3 ingredients to success, and it's hard work, talent, and luck. There's always a bit of luck in there. There's a bit of right time, right place, and right school, right uncle. And the people on the podcast always skip over it because it doesn't suit the narrative, does it, to just say you got lucky? No one wants to admit they got lucky. And there'll be a guy on the podcast, you'll have seen him, you know, the black turtleneck, and he'll be taking himself very seriously. He'll just skip over the little key detail. You know, he'll be like, oh yeah, well, I recently launched a vegan chocolate bar, and it is doing very well. It is doing very well. But actually, very humble beginnings. I was actually at a cacao plantation in Ghana, and on my gap year, and beautiful country, very humble people. And I was talking to them. I didn't really understand what they were saying, but I took some of the cacao home with me and to my house in Kensington, and I was mixing some of the cacao with pine nuts, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was being a bit playful, a bit mischievous. And my girlfriend popped over. She's called Boffy. Boffy tried the mixture, and she was like, this is quite good, Hugo. And I was like, Boffy, you say silly things. And then my dad popped over. He tried the mixture. My dad, the thing about my dad is he owns Cadbury. You're like, oh, that was the key bit, wasn't it? You're the heir to Cadbury. I've yet to find a way to make that joke less obviously about Jamie Lang, but lovely guy. But that's the problem. We get fed these stories that aren't really healthy about success, whether it's the luck or other things. You know, and you're like, I mean, I got lucky. I didn't think at the time, but I did get lucky. Like I was lucky. I knew Iain Stirling, didn't I? That was luck. I could have been friends with any comedian, and it wouldn't have worked out the same. You know, like I mean, I should have picked Ramesh, but but I still had to go back to my school, Bishop Stortford High School. At this point, the 4th best state school in Bishop Stortford, because they'd invited me to do the awards evening this past summer, and I had to do the speech, you know, about my life or whatever, and I felt like a failure, to be honest. And I didn't want to do the normal speech, you know, where you kind of say, chase your dreams and work hard or whatever. 'Cause I don't know how healthy that is to reinforce the idea of a meritocracy all the time. Because the thing about meritocracy is it tells people at the top they deserve to be there, but also tells people at the bottom they also deserve to be there. So here's what I said. Thank you very much for having me back at my old school, the school where I was once Head boy. Who's going to check? I don't give a shit. History written by the victor, Joe Horgan. Congratulations on all of your awards. But I wanted to pass on a lesson which I wish I'd learned when I was your age. Success and failure doesn't define our worth, despite society often telling us it does. Like right from the beginning, when we're asked as children what we want to be when we grow up, we start to associate status with success. And then we have exam results drilled into us. We start to think what we achieve is our worth. You know, like top set maths is better than bottom set maths, and head boy is better than deputy head boy. And I believed it, right? When I won the economics prize, or I
had a famous friend, or a sitcom on TV, or was in a hotel room with a pussycat doll, it made me feel good. It made me feel worthwhile. But when I failed, I felt worthless. The truth is, you're going to have ups and downs in life, and some of it's just down to luck anyway. It'd be foolish to define your self-worth by it. Do chase your dreams, whatever they might be, to become a child psychologist, a chancellor of the exchequer, a smug prick. Just know that the wins don't make you worth any more, and the losses don't make you worth any less. It's all going to go in the scrapbook. If that's too complicated to understand, I've got an acronym to make it simpler. Success and high achievement is not your worth. Shiny.
The show has been sponsored by Huel. Thank you so much for coming. I've been Steve Bugeja. See you again soon. Thank you very much. Cheers.